said she's too high, too high. We can't hang around.
Welcome guests. I invite you to take a seat, please. Thank you for joining us today. My name is Dr. Robert William Whartonby. I'm the Chief Operations Officer, and it's my pleasure to kick off this morning's groundbreaking ceremony. Before we begin, can you help me welcome the Deeriff High School Air Force Junior ROTC, led by Senior Master Sergeant Yo, as they present the colors. Please rise. Please rise and remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance, which is led by Zian Alray, a 5th grade from Ritter Elementary School, and a performance by the National Anthem presented by the Harrison Morton Middle School Band under the direction of Jessica Gross. So, Zian.
I pledge of allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please remain standing for the national anthem. Thank you very much. You may be seated. It is now my honor to introduce the Superintendent and Chief Executive Officer, Dr. Carol D. Burks.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, everyone. Thank you. Today, thank you, Representative Strasburg. Today marks an extraordinary moment in the Allentown School District. Today marks an extraordinary moment in the Allentown School District. It is a point in time filled with optimism, purpose, and the momentum of a community moving confidently toward its future. My name is Dr. Carol D. Burks. I am the proud, excited, grateful, and very humble Superintendent and Chief Executive Officer for the Allentown School District. I want to say good morning to a few people, and before I really begin my formal remarks, I want to thank our board president, Miss Andrea Noel, who is here this morning. Miss Noel, can you please stand? Also we have many of our school board directors here this morning, and I'm excited. I want to thank Miss Phoebe Harris. Good morning. Good morning to Miss Anna Taversio. And to Mr. Nick Nikoloff. I'm also fortunate to work with, of course, our school board of directors, but as well as some very impactful state legislators who do an amazing job advocating for Allentown. I've worked in many cities, but I've never worked with such fine gentlemen, and I'll call them young gentlemen, who have so much tenacity and vigor and the heart and passion for ensuring that they support our community. So I want to please join me in a very warm welcome for our friend, Senator Nick Miller, State Representative Peter Swire, and I probably got this order wrong, so they'll get me with the protocol later. But and to Representative Strasburg, thank you so much. You know, I really appreciate them because they each bring unique gifts and talents to her and serve as strategic advisors to me in ensuring that I am doing my job in advocacy. So I want to thank you so much for being so committed. I want to thank, we didn't expect it to be so windy this morning. I also say good morning to our city partners who are here today. I think Ms. Mandy's representing Mayor Turk's office. So thank you for being here this morning. Of course, to our sensational educators, I thank you. I thank you for your service, for your leadership, and I'm so honored and grateful to be able to lead in this district with you on behalf of the 16,700 sensational, creative, amazing, talented, and gifted young people who we have some here today this morning. So let's give a round of applause for our kindergarten students and fifth grade from Renner School. Woo, woo. I want to thank everyone here, all our partners for your patience, your presence, and your dedication to the Allentown children, including the young men and women who are here to shape our future. To all of our civic leaders, collective community, so if I didn't say by name, that's everyone here who's a part of this great Allentown School District family. I appreciate your commitment and your hard work, and it's because of you fuel my passion and my desire to continue to keep pushing and advocating for our children. So I thank you so much. Today, this milestone represents the culmination of decades of hopes and dreams for the east side of Allentown. This day represents thoughtful planning, extensive engagement, and a shared belief that every single learner in the Allentown School District deserves access to an inspiring environment that nurtures their growth, belonging, and boundless possibility. This celebration reflects the vision of our strategic plan, lighting the way, a blueprint for innovation and excellence 2030. A courageous roadmap grounded in access, innovation, and student-centered outcomes. Everyone knows I love music, all genres. So, you know, I would have a song. It wouldn't be Dr. Burks if I didn't have a song for this event. Music has long been a catalyst for hope and transformation. So in 2003, the artist behind the Empowering Anthem, and I'm sure Mr. Sang will appreciate this, I Can, the artist Nas, encouraged young people everywhere to believe in their own potential. The message resonates deeply today and mirrors the dreams of every child who will one day walk through the doors of our new K-8 school. For every child that's going to walk, just think of how beautiful this is. Our child, yes, who will walk in this, yes, thank you, Miss Sienna. This K-8 campus will bring together early learners and adolescents in one cohesive, forward-thinking learning community, supporting academic, social, emotional, and creative development. Educators will benefit from modern tools and dynamic spaces that enrich learning and teaching in our ever-evolving world. You know, research underscores the promise of this K-8 model. Stronger continuity, deeper relationships, increased engagement, and improved outcomes, reducing transitions, promote stability, and connection during pivotal developmental years. So people were saying, Dr. Burks, why a K-8 school? Well, I shared with you what the research says, why K-8. This project embodies our district's unwavering commitment to creating innovative, state-of-the-art learning environments that elevate students' voice, inspire discovery, and ignites their potential. It represents a meaningful investment in the East Side community. How many East Siders out there today? Raise your hand. Okay, let's give a round of applause for the East Side. I want to give a heartfelt thank you to our friends at Breslin Architects and Site Logic for your outstanding vision, ingenuity, and dealing with me every week, and leadership in advancing this transformative endeavor. I'm a little over top, Representative. We also extend our appreciation to J.B. Riley and City Center for your steadfast partnership, not with just this particular project, but supporting all of our schools, and I appreciate you, Mr. J.B. Your collaboration strengthens our efforts beyond the students and families who remain centered to everything that we do. So, for our students, just like Nas says, you deserve a place that reminds you each day, just as he said, I know I can be what I want to be. If I work hard in school, I can be whatever I want to be. Thank you, everyone. It gives me great pleasure to introduce my friend, Steve Behrens from Breslin Architects.
Thank you. My name is Steve Behrens. I'm the principal architect at Breslin Rudyard Federo Architects, and with me today is a number of the members of our team here to celebrate this really exciting day and exciting event. First, I'd like to thank Dr. Burks and the Allentown School Board for the honor of the partnership that you've entrusted us with in the terms of design of this building. It's been truly exciting, and I represent a large team of folks here today: architects, consulting engineers, the construction management team, all of those that have been working diligently on this. And we truly do share a vision for what is a transformative facility here in Allentown. We are standing on the site of where it will be. I would encourage you to take a peek at the model that's on the table, and we're actually standing in the upper right corner of that model from where we are. It'll give you really a strong sense of how this will provide a commanding civic landmark to this area of town. And so the project consists of a new 208,000 square foot grade K-8 academy, as Dr. Burks said, and it will house approximately 800 elementary school students, 400 middle school students, and we are indeed standing on the 16.7-acre site that it will inhabit. The two three-story academic wings will step up the site, and they will include the separate academic facilities for the elementary and middle school students. They will have collaboration zones, central collaboration zones on each floor to provide that transformative opportunity for education. There will be a shared use facility, a real civic asset that will provide a multi-purpose room for a gymnasium, an auditorium, performing arts. There will be band and choral rooms, a dance studio, an auxiliary gymnasium. The multi-purpose room will have a full stage for performing arts, a library, and some very exciting innovation labs throughout the building to capture some opportunities for some of the theme-based learning that the district is undertaking. And then the site itself, as you can see, is just a beautiful sloping site, and the bowl of the slope that is off to my left, your right, will form the basis for an educational courtyard. There'll be playgrounds, an urban garden, outdoor learning pavilions, and really an opportunity to engage the site. There will be physical athletic components, a soccer and football field with a baseball overlay down close to Hanover Avenue, and a synthetic turf to provide the greatest opportunity for the most use of that facility for the for the neighborhood, for sure, and the district and other partners. So the project's educational goals align with the district's strategic framework for 21st century learning: equity of access, safety, personalized instruction, collaboration, integration of technology into the DNA of the facility. And it's a variety of spaces for differently scaled instruction, from small group to large group instructional spaces. The building is envisioned to be a flexible learning tool, encouraging learning outside the classroom, engaging students in new ways inside the classrooms. And we are just very excited to see the future opportunities it will create for educational delivery here in Allentown and on the east side specifically. And it's exciting to see the young folks here. I want to get some names, so in about 16 years or so, you can drop your resume off at our office, which is about 2 blocks away from here. And I'd encourage you to come by if you want to see what goes on in an architect's office sometime. And just excited to see them and look forward to inviting them into the building during the 27-28 school year. Thank you very much. Dr. Wortenby.
Thank you, Stephen. Appreciate it. Being that you're a little taller than me, I got to reorient the microphone. So I'd like to, and thank you, Dr. Burks. I would like to welcome our elected officials to the podium and say a few words. First, it's my honor to introduce State Senator Nick Miller, followed by Representative Peter Schweier, and then our board president, Andreen Brown-Noel. So please, join the podium.
Well, good morning, folks, and it's a warm, beautiful day here in the Lehigh Valley. My name is Nick Miller, state senator, born and raised here in Allentown, and prior board member as well. And I truly want to thank all the partners that it takes to pull off to even get to this day, from City Center, from getting the site ready, to our board members, going through all the design and the logistics, and the design team, and Dr. Burks for your leadership, for delivering for our community. This is one of the most substantial educational investments in the east side of Allentown in decades, and we wouldn't be here without all those partners. I think about my time as on the board and chair of the building committee. I walked every building with then Tom Smith, and one of the key issues that we kept hearing was the lack of a middle school on the east side. And a little history: back in 1959, Deer High School was supposed to open as a junior high and not as a high school, but because of population growth, it became a high school right away. And over the years, you look at the inequities of students walking 3 miles from Midway Manor to Harrison Morton, when the national standard is about a mile and a half, and all the challenges that you see with that, and then the density of charter school students on the east side versus other parts. The need for investment was immediate. You could see it very clearly. And again, I want to thank all of our partners for getting us to today, for allowing us to address that inequity. And it's with the leadership of our again, Dr. Burks, for delivering for our community, and our partners, Representatives Schweier and Schlossberg, we again just delivered a huge and historical investment in education, and specifically historically underfunded school districts like the city of Allentown, including a $25 million increase in the school district of Allentown as well. One last thing I want to mention is part of that budget that we just accomplished and the governor signed just a couple of days ago was an investment in facilities. We know these facilities are filled with lead and asbestos. They lack air conditioning and challenges with the heat, broken windows, everything you can think of. And what those are, a distraction for our students. And when I think about giving our students the opportunity to be successful in their careers and life after school, you have to have the basics when it comes to facilities. And so it was a $125 million investment in facilities. That's just a drop in the bucket what's needed across the Commonwealth, but it's awesome to come back here to our home district and say that we're moving forward. Our leadership team, our board, our community is moving forward with the most significant educational investment in the East Side in decades. So again, thank you very much, and for further remarks, Representative Schweier. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator. So I'm going to look at this from a slightly different perspective. So as state representative, I have the honor of serving as majority chair of the House Education Committee. And thank you, Dr. Burks. And I've visited 75, 100 school districts in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, and I represent 3 of them. I represent the East Bend School District, the Salisbury School District, and the Allentown School District. And I love to point out a little street over in Emmaus. It's 31st Street Southwest, where if you live on the east side of that street, you send your kids to the Allentown School District, as I do. If you live on the west side, you send your kids to the East Bend School District. And East Bend, Emmaus High School is an incredible place. They have a wonderful education there. They have architecture and engineering classes. They have an emotional support dog that walks around Emmaus High School. It's fantastic. It's the kind of place that every parent should want to send their kids. I live east of that. My youngest daughter, and to all the dear folks out there, you'll get over it. My youngest daughter is a freshman at Allen. My oldest daughter graduated there last year. And to say we don't have an emotional support dog is just the very tip of the iceberg. But what I know is that our students in Allentown are smart and dedicated and have a great future in front of them. I know that our teachers in Allentown went to the same colleges, the same universities, have the same background and training as all of the other neighboring school districts. I know our principals and our support personnel are every bit as dedicated and talented as anybody else. The only major difference between our district and those other districts is the fact that we have historically underinvested in our schools. And today is an example of what we can do as a community when we work in partnership with our partners from City Center and our partners from the trades and PsychLogic and our incredible school board and so many people stepping up under the leadership of Dr. Burks. But it doesn't just happen. It also takes a lot of courage. And I think I don't want to ignore the fact that in order to get this process going, there was a real strong controversy over what we should do on this land. And I'm going to introduce in just a second Majority Whip Mike Schlossberg, whose wife was a teacher at Harrison Wharton, is now a teacher at Deerhoff. And the amount of controversy and courage it took for him to help get this project started at the very, very onset. And so, folks, I just want to say congratulations to the school district. I can't wait to be here for the first class and welcome all these wonderful kindergartners and 8th graders to this incredible new facility, the East Side, and dare I say, everybody in Allentown deserves this kind of investment, and I'm so happy to be here. Schlossberg.
Thank you, Pete. And good morning, everyone. I have to be honest, I'm sitting here feeling something that at 14 years into this job, sometimes I don't get enough of a chance to feel, which is just an inordinate degree of pride and joy and optimism. So I do not represent this section of the city anymore, sadly, but from 2014 to 2022, I very proudly called the East Side part of the 132nd Legislative District. And as Pete alluded to, we worked for years on this site. Now, for those of you who are unfamiliar, for about 15 years, this site sat vacant and derelict. We worked to try to sell it to developers, to rehabilitate the dozens of buildings that were on the 170 or so developable acres of this site, and we had no luck. I worked with then Senator, now Revenue Secretary Pat Brown, in order to secure the funding and convey the land to City Center so that we could actually do something productive with this site. And I always found it very interesting in my time as the representative because we, as Pete alluded to, we took a lot of grief for wanting to knock down this site. The simple truth was that some sites can't be saved, and at the end of the day, you have to move on. The grief we took was not really from people in the neighborhood. The grief that we took was from people who weren't from the Lehigh Valley, who said, no, how dare you knock down a beautiful building? Look at what they did in New York. They rehabilitated state hospitals. It only cost hundreds of millions of dollars, which was a literal news story that aired on FMZ, by the way. We found that people in the neighborhood didn't care what happened. They just wanted to see something good. They wanted to see this massive, vacant, derelict site turned into something real and productive. There will be housing here, there will be commercial development and medical offices, and perhaps most importantly, from a broader perspective, there's going to be a world-class school. I will tell you, as I have spent my entire career advocating for education, especially for the Allentown and Parkland school districts, and the story that I would say more often than I care to think about was the difference between Allentown and Parkland, where I would discuss my wife's classroom at Harrison Morton Middle School. Now, does anybody here know when Morton was built? You guys don't count. Anybody else? Okay, school, yes. When was Morton built? Not quite 1850. It was 1874, I believe, is when it actually opened. So the story that I would always say about Morton is that the first kids that taught in the classroom that my wife taught in until last year were basically the younger siblings of Civil War veterans, which seems bad. Then you compare that to the Parkland School District, which is a wonderful school district. Parkland High School was built in the 1990s, has separate wings for art, music, and gym, and is shaped like the Millennium Falcon from Star Wars. Like, there is no clearer example of the inequities of schools in Pennsylvania than that. But we've also made real progress. You folks are deleting that example for me, and I couldn't be more proud. And before I shuffle off of the microphone here, there's one more person who I really want to thank, and that's former Senator and now Secretary Pat Brown, because it was with his leadership, and I played a role, but truly it was his leadership and his hard work that made sure that we could finally do something with this site. Shovels are the most wonderful thing in the world to see when you're a politician. Well, actually, they're the second most wonderful. This is great to see, but to see those kids and to know that they will have access to the school that they deserve is the best thing. So thank you very much, everyone.
Thank you very much. Very inspiring, incredible. Now it's your turn, man. You got it, you got it.
She is short. Good morning, everyone. To our elected officials, superintendent, fellow school board directors, dedicated educators, tireless community partners, and especially to the parents and students who are the very reason we are here today. What a truly magnificent day this is. Look around. This moment, the very sound of machinery, the sight of the golden shovels, the very ground beneath our feet. This is not just the start of construction. This is the realization of a dream built on years of unwavering advocacy. For too long, our students in this community have deserved a facility that matches the magnitude of their potential. For too long, we have talked about the need, but today, because of the collective, persistent efforts of this school board, our administration, and every single voice in the community that stood up and said, our children deserve this, that need is becoming a reality. I am immensely proud to stand here today as your school board president and say, we did it. This K-8 school is more than just bricks and mortar. It is not just another building to house classrooms. It is a foundational commitment to the future of Allentown. When our students walk through these doors, they will not just be entering a school, they'll be entering a launch pad. This facility is meticulously designed to be a champion for what we believe matters most in modern education: creativity and innovation. We are building dedicated innovation labs where imagination can take physical form. We are building flexible learning spaces where students can collaborate, tinker, and solve problems without the constraint of rigid rows and outdated designs. We are building an environment where a second grader's brilliant idea is just as valued as an eighth grader's comprehensive project. We want our students to do more than memorize facts. We want them to learn how to think critically, create boldly, and innovate fearlessly. This new school will be the engine that drives that transformation. To the workers who will move the earth and raise the steel, thank you. You are not just building a structure, you are crafting a legacy. Please build it with pride, knowing, please build it with pride, knowing the importance of what you are creating. And to the students, this is for you. This is your place to explore, to question, to fail forward, and ultimately to succeed in ways we can only begin to imagine. Today, we break ground on a building. Tomorrow, we will begin the work of breaking new ground on education. Let us pick up these shovels, not just to turn the soil, but to turn the page to a new, brighter chapter for the Allentown School District. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Incredible. Now we're going to invite you guys to do exactly what Ms. Brown said, break ground. So we're going to start with photo ops. And the first photos, it's going to be Dr. Burks with the elected officials. And then we're going to move to Dr. Burks and the city center. And then it's going to be Dr. Burks and the chiefs. And then we'll be done. So can you please go over to the hard hats and the shovels? And then we're going to do the students as well. Just a little. Well, you always, you never wear a coat.
I know I can be what I wanna be. If I work hard at it, I'll be where I wanna be. I know I can be what I wanna be. Be what I wanna be. If I work hard at it, I'll be where I wanna be. I'll be where I wanna be.
Boys and girls, listen up. You can be anything in the world, and God we trust. An architect, doctor, maybe an actress, but nothing comes easy. It takes much practice. Like I met a woman who's becoming a star. She was very beautiful, leaving people in awe. Singing songs, Lena Horne, but the younger version hung with the wrong person. Got her strung on that heroin, cocaine, sniffing up drugs, all in the nose. Could have died so young, now looks ugly and old. No fun, cause now when she reaches for hugs, people hold their breath, cause she smells of corrosion and death. Watch the company you keep and the crowd you bring, cause they came to do drugs and you came to sing. So if you're gonna be the best,
All right, guys.
you're grown. You thinking you can give you wealth, but so young boys, you can use a lot of help, you know. You thinking life's all about smoking weed and ice. You don't wanna be my age and can't read and write. Begging different women for a place to sleep at night. Smart boys turn them in and do whatever they wish. If you believe you can achieve, then say it like this. I know I can.